Game Freak wasted all of our time in Pokemon Sun and Moon, in competitive Pokemon specifically. See, every battle in competitive Pokemon has a timer built in, and the battle ends when that timer hits 0. This is a good thing, so you don't end up in a situation with two Pokemon who just can't damage each other, and you just have to wait for, like, you know, infinity until somebody runs out of all PP. However, in Sun and Moon, this feature didn't really exist in official tournaments. There were some pretty major consequences. In fact, some players built strategies built specifically around abusing this lack of timer. The most notorious one was players who combined Shuckle with Chansey. Shuckle has the best defenses of any Pokemon, and while Chansey has a lot of HP, its defense stat is abysmal. It's one of the lowest in the game. However, Shuckle can use the move Guard Split, which averages its defense stat with whatever it targets, which in this case was its own partner Chansey. This would turn Chansey into a complete monster, basically being impossible to get rid of, and that's before even factoring in that many players use the move Minimize to make Chansey even harder to hit, and they could heal it up if it ever took damage with Soft Boiled. If matches only lasted 15 or 20 minutes like they did in other generations, then it would be possible to beat this strategy just by kind of stalling and trusting that you can KO all the other Pokemon and leaving Chansey alone and running them out of time. However, back in Sun and Moon, this wasn't possible. And even though Chansey couldn't do a lot of damage all at once, with the moves Toxic and Seismic Toss, which always does a flat amount of damage, it would eventually whittle away at your entire team. This strategy might be part of the reason why Game Freak felt the need to add an individual game timer back in Pokemon Sword and Shield, to save everybody from the monstrosity that was the unbeatable Chansey.